What does the Prime Minister say to the people of Auckland, Coromandel, Tairāwhiti and Hawke's Bay when they realise this government has failed to pass the Climate Adaptation Act, and of the $4.5 billion in the Climate Emergency Response Fund, all of it went on trying to reduce emissions, but not 1 cent went on adapting people and preparing them for the impacts of climate change?
Mr Speaker, I say we've just given those communities $1.7 billion of support.
Does the Prime Minister miss the point that that occurred after the event, because he spent not 1 cent from the $4.5 billion Climate Emergency Response Fund on adaptation and preparing people for the impacts of climate change, and the Finance Minister, who's whispering in his ear, admitted that in Select Committee at the time?
We also need to continue our focus on mitigation.
Is he aware that the International Monetary Fund regional economic outlooks say New Zealand is projected to be the second slowest growing economy in the entire world in 2024, beating only Equatorial Guinea? And who, except his own government, is responsible for New Zealand's economic performance compared with the rest of the world after 6 years in power?
I think our economic track record is pretty good.
If the government's done such a good job, why is he now reduced to avoiding the fact that we will be the second worst in the world, ahead of only Equatorial Guinea, next year after 6 years of his government in power?
Cumulatively, across time, New Zealand's economy is performing very well.
Is he aware that the Ministry of Justice reports that victimisations per 100 adults have risen 29%, from 60 victimisations per 100 adults to 76 victimisations per 100 adults since 2018? And will he accept his government has failed to keep the public safe over the past 6 years?
Mr Speaker, no, I will not accept that. We have been focused on making sure that we're making it easier to report crime, for example by putting new systems in place so that our retailers can better report retail crime.
Supplementary. Is the Prime Minister aware that Term 1 regular school attendance has fallen from 73% 4 years ago to 60% this year, while chronic absence from school has doubled from 4% to 8% over the same period? What responsibility will he accept as a Prime Minister and for 5 years Minister of Education for the fact fewer kids are going to school and learning less under his government?
Mr Speaker, I absolutely accept the fact that in Term 1 of this year we still had a mandatory 7-day isolation period for COVID-19, and that will be reflected in the school attendance figures.